Hey bud, so yeah, I just got my very first handgun and I wanted to ask you, what kind of flashlight should I put on this thing? Congrats man! Yeah, I've been using SureFire since 2001. I highly recommend their SureFire X300. Wow, that's a really long time. Yeah, I've had maybe 12 of their products and not one has failed me so far. Okay, thanks, I'll check it out right now. $229? Are you kidding me? For a flashlight. Yeah, they aren't cheap, but believe me, when your life is on the line, you're gonna wanna know that what you have is dependable, reliable, and that it's gonna work. Okay, I'll trust you. All right, so on a serious note here, SureFire lights. Over the last maybe 15 years or so, people have asked me what light to get, just like you saw in the intro. And it is true, I've always recommended X300s, as you can see here. I've got 3, I've given 2 away, and I've got a couple more in storage that are a little bit older. But yes, my very first SureFire light was when I was in 11th grade back in 2001. It was the A2 Aviator blue LED one. And then I think my dad still actually has his, which is like the lime, yellow, greenish one. It's a pretty cool one. Battery life back then really sucked, unlike today with these newer ones. But you know, I was actually test driving a car the other day and somehow me and the car salesman, we started talking about guns, and that was a question that he asked, is what gun light should I get? I did recommend an X300, and I get it. If you're new to the gun world, paying a little over $200 for a flashlight is a lot, especially if you go with a Glock 19, maybe it's used, it's a police trade-in, or maybe you paid $400 for it. So the idea of paying half of what you paid for your gun for a flashlight that you hope to never use, it's definitely a lot. I get it. But I'm actually jealous of the people who are purchasing their very first SureFire X300 lights today, because with the Turbo and the Ultra being what they are, even right now, as of 2024, August 1st, both of those are absolutely amazing lights, and the amount of lumens, candela, and the distance that they light up at night is absolutely incredible. I don't think that in a real world two-way type of gunfight that someone is going to use their flashlight to light something up that's 75 meters away, you know, and then hope to hit that individual once they fire around. So for what you're getting today, these things are awesome, and it's probably the last light that you're ever gonna have to use. Now, I did have another one of these X300s. I had an issue with it about 3 to 4 months before I started doing this video, and it was actually the very first SureFire X300 that I had ever purchased. That thing was beaten, scratched, dented, the lens was chipped, and I started having an issue with it, and I called SureFire up. Their customer service was really good. They were able to help me out with some replacement parts. Unfortunately, that really didn't fix it. And essentially what it was this little compartment back here that you use. You flip this thing up and you get the batteries right in there, right? Now, this little piece, it can come off. And when you take it off, it is held together or in place with this little metal tab. The first X300 that I had, I was having some issues with this little tab. It started coming out. And I think what started happening is that the locking latch on this started actually breaking off. So again, this flashlight was about anywhere from 12 to 13 years old. I had used it, abused it, dented it. I mean, again, this thing was absolutely beaten up. So SureFire, they were like, look, we can send you a replacement part, one of these. They did. I tried installing it and I still had the same issue. So when I reached back out to them, they said, okay, look, you know, we can send you a shipping label. You can send us the unit and I'll have our guys take a look at it and we'll try to figure out exactly what's going on with it. So I did that. They called me back. They're like, look, man, we can't figure out what's going on with this. So we're just going to go ahead and replace it. and I was at work. I wasn't thinking about what unit, what color, how they were gonna replace it, anything like that. I was like, yeah, okay, cool, just go ahead and replace it. It wasn't until afterwards that I started thinking, maybe they're gonna replace it with a refurbished model. Kind of like when you buy your cell phones, right? And you get warranty on it, you crack it that first week, put in a warranty claim, and they replace it with a refurbished phone, not with a brand new phone. It's kind of what I thought was gonna happen with my X300, but to my surprise, they actually replaced it with a brand new, unopened, none returned X300 of the current generation that they had. And that was actually how I got the, I believe it's this one, the X300 Ultra, which is the current model that you can get right now. I believe it's 1,000 lumens, something like that. Whatever it is that the X300 Turbo for 2024 is, that's the one that they sent. Because these ultralights did come out a while ago. So yeah, it is the 1,000 lumen. And that was just me being a customer, right? They never asked me for shipping. They didn't look at the model and say, hey man, this has a candescent light bulb or incandescent light bulb and not the new modern LED ones that we have. They didn't try to get any money out of me, anything like that, which is why I say, if you guys buy an X300 right now, it's quite possibly the last weapon mounted light you are ever going to have to purchase. 20 years from now, if that thing stops working on you, and I can't get this to balance again, 20 years from now, if that thing stops working on you, you simply call up SureFire, they'll ask you to send it in, they'll check it out, they can't fix it, they're gonna replace it with a brand new one. So yeah, $220 something for these things, but about a month into it, it's not gonna affect you. So do it, get one. If you enjoyed that, if you found that useful, please do like, comment, consider subscribing if you haven't, and sharing the video. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Take care.